We're
We're live on StreamYard together for our very first time.
live. We are.
Yay! What's up, peeps? Okay, so this is so exciting because it's our very first time going live on not one, not two, but three platforms. Okay, three: Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And today we are testing something. I'm Angela Profit, founder of GSD Creative, where you are here. Am I allowed to say SHIT?
Let's just not.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I won't tell you what my real company name is. We'll just say Get Stuff Done. Okay.
Right.
And we're here to talk about your number one time suck. This is actually a test. We're really going to talk about it next Thursday
Yeah.
at 4 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time.
I am so impressed that you can just rattle that off.
But you notice my eyes. I have to like roll back in my head and like think real hard. So, my guest today for testing purposes,
it's myself, Aja Price. Yes, and I am so excited to be here. Aja Price, again, founder, of Notably Gray and Notably Her, and we are going to talk a little bit about our personal number one time sucks. I know that mine right now it changes monthly, but
daily,
daily.
daily, maybe.
But here recently, I wanted to share with you all a resource that we use in our process or in our business as part of our process, and that is Calendly. And so when it is on, you guys, it is on. But when it does not work, it does not work. And so what I'm there you go. And so what I'm finding is sometimes it'll schedule over top of meetings that I have, and then sometimes it won't automate like it should and create essentially like those meetings in Zoom, which we use to schedule with our clients. And so then we're having to go back and send a follow-up email, send an invitation to a Zoom meeting, and do all that fun stuff. And that's the whole purpose of Calendly, so you don't have to do that. So that's my number one time suck. I know I sent that into Angela, and I'm sure Angela can give us more insight on how to fix that. But that was the time suck of last month. Maybe it'll be something different next month, I promise you. But Angela, how can we fix that?
Well, apparently my response to you was, oh, that's easy.
That's easy.
What I meant by that is an easy fix.
Sure.
And here is the main, and I hate the word problem or challenge, but it is a problem. We are all so busy and there's so much noise. We just don't take 10 minutes to effing fix it. And if you just would take the 10 minutes to watch a YouTube video and fix it, then think about how much time and anxiety and stress you're going to save yourself.
You guys, the shade that is being thrown right here.
Oh, Laura Lee's
lots of shade.
Hi, Laura Lee. Yeah. So no, I'm not trying to throw shade just at you and Calendly. I'm just saying in general, like human beings do not take the time to fix a frustration, or like myself, I'll take maybe 5 minutes at the most. And if I can't figure it out, I'm like, I'm outsourcing that. I'm paying somebody to do that. Like, I don't have the bandwidth sometimes. I don't have the patience. Let's just be honest. So to fix Calendly, I would go watch a YouTube video. However, Amanda, who's missing today, is a freaking expert at it. And she like hooks all kinds of people's Calendlys up. But I will tell you one issue that has been happening lately ever since the new iOS update. If you haven't updated your phone, your computer, your iPad, like all of the things, and you're using Calendly, it's not going to work right. And so you have to make sure all of your apps are updated. And now I will like, I don't do it when the updates first come out. I like to at least wait a few days or a week. But the whole thing is, in order to make all of your applications run appropriately and you're running things at full capacity, then you got to do the updates, people. So that's the first issue. And Calendly has been glitching here lately. But the other thing, before you even set up Calendly, back up a moment. You've got to make sure your calendars are syncing on your phone and your computer.
And they are. I got that. I got that much figured out, which I'm very excited about.
Now, if you
Um,
run out of space, then and your computer stops loading, you got to get rid of some space.
yep, we got that figured out too. So
Yay.
again, I did take the time because you know what happens, and this is just part of life. You get so frustrated with something to where it doesn't work anymore, and so it kind of just stops you in your tracks and forces you to sit down and do it. That's kind of what happened today. So we did get all of that
Today?
taken care of, but there is still, I think, a glitch, and that's great insight, Angela, about the iOS update um, in regards to Calendly, because everything seems to be hooked up correctly. But that's definitely been a number one time suck of ours, is having to go back and follow up with those email invitations.
We're going to fix that. And we love automation. So we're going to fix that Calendly and we're going to time it. And then next week on Thursday, when we go live at 4 p.m. Central Time, we are going to tell you how long it took. And then I'm going to have you explain the feeling, because we're supposed to be talking about our feelings and how this makes us feel. And it makes me feel very productive when all of my technology is working. So we're going to fix that. And then you can tell us how much time you saved, which is probably like a lot of time. I mean, emails here, emails there. I mean, if you have 6 or 7 meetings in a day and your link isn't working, you're at least spending 3 minutes per email, even if you're copying and pasting.
Right.
And that's 21 minutes a day times 5 days a week is 100 and something minutes. So I'm not good at math. Let's get my calculator over here. But the whole point is just take 5 minutes to
Right.
try to figure it out or ask somebody. Laura Lee is watching. And the last time I saw her, she's like, I hope you don't get mad for me saying this, Laura Lee. It was the cutest thing ever. She's like, so my iPad won't let me download apps. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just walk through it real quick. Now, she waited weeks, probably a month until I saw her again. And she's like, the finger thing won't work. Now, this is also like a lot of people say that they don't. Do you use the security feature like with the older iPhone that has like the fingerprint thing on it before the face recognition? Do you use that, Aja?
You mean the home button?
Yeah, like putting your finger over the home button to open
Yes,
it and
I
to
do that.
download apps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, they get really frustrated, right? They like push the home button. You cannot push the home button.
You
You
just touch
simply,
it.
yep, you just touch it, tap it.
Right.
It recognizes like your finger. I don't know. It's like getting fingerprinted in jail or something. I don't know. Or to get your passport. So we were talking about jail earlier. So jail's on the line. But really,
Oh,
you know, it's
goodness.
just like that. And so, but I can understand where Apple flawed a little bit because it could be confusing. So your
Right.
fingerprint, when you go to download an app, comes up in the middle of an iPad. And so Laura Lee, she's putting her finger there and she's like, it's not working. I'm like, you have to put your finger on the home key, not in the middle of the screen. She was like, oh my God, oh my God. But here's the thing. This is the truth, you guys. There sometimes things seem so simple, but when you don't think through your consumer and how you're telling them how to do something,
Right.
and if you don't do a beta test group and you don't, it's like it causes massive frustration, stress, and confusion.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I could tell all kinds of stories like that. And even, you know, my friends, Laura Lee, my mother, my sister, they're like, oh my God, I feel dumb. I'm like, no, don't feel dumb. It's just, it's not clear. And so Apple needs to know that. Like, if I'm not clear in something that I'm teaching, I want people to tell me so that I can clarify. That's my favorite word, clarify.
I love
Just
that word,
take,
clarity.
yes, it's my favorite word. And that's also a theme for an event in October. But we're going to stay on track and talk about the number one time suck. So this was a great test. I'm going to go back. I'm going to watch us on Facebook Live, on LinkedIn Live, and on YouTube Live. And I'm going to make sure that this worked. And then I'm going to delete them all because Asha asked me to delete them all.
So if you're part of the lucky few that got to tune in with us live, thank you all so much for being here. What an immense pleasure. But yes, this is a test, and I am so excited to come back. I think you have a whole list of things that people have written back in as far as like their number one time sucks. Handhold for all expectations and levels of experience. I love that. But yes, I'm excited to do this again next week with GSD
Yes,
team.
I did. Amanda sent out an email to everyone on our email list, and we asked them. It was probably like the simplest, plainest email I've ever sent out because I like for things to look pretty and use pictures and videos and GIFs. And they were probably like, "Is this spam?" But I was like, "Hey, tell me your number one time suck. Like, we're getting ready to do a new YouTube series, and y'all, so many people responded." I was like, wow, okay, people need help. Tom, good info. You two are too fun. Thanks for making me smile today.
You're very welcome, Tom.
Of course, Tom. Tom, join us next week. What is your number one time suck? Like, seriously, this is so much fun for me. Like, I love helping people save time. But when all these, so many people responded, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good.
Right.
It's like, like a kid on Christmas morning or something, because I know that we can help people. And so Amanda and I went through them all. And then we had one of our team members make this massive spreadsheet. And I love spreadsheets, thanks to Aja, because she taught me how to really appreciate spreadsheets and numbers and make sure we're profitable in all the products we have. And it was so neat because we went through and found all of the, I don't know what the right word for it is, Aja, but like all of the, where people were saying the same thing over and over and over and over. What's that called? Like the redundancy of it?
Just similarities.
Yeah.
The similar pain points that people have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tom, do you love spreadsheets too? Will we get kicked off if we say HELL or SHIT? Do we get kicked off?
I don't know, but let's not test it. I don't want to.
Okay.
Don't want to.
How am I going to use this in my podcast? So, y'all, I got this new camera. I'm supposed to go live like on my podcast next week, and I'm going to have to not be myself because sometimes words just slip out. But okay, I'll have to be.
We can still be ourselves. This is what this is how I'm imagining it. Right? You've seen that Orbit commercial where it's like Orbit gum, clean it up.
Gum?
Yeah, right. And the tagline is like, "You got a dirty mouth, clean it up." So we're just cleaning it up. Cleaning it up just a little bit.
So next week I'm gonna get the Orbit's gum and hold it up, and or I'll put a wrapper like over my computer, like where the camera is. When I first started doing Facebook Lives, I would get reported from trolls, and because I had a sign in the background that said "Get, stuff done," but it didn't say stuff, and I'm like, I just was like, I know you don't use Post-it notes, but put a Post-it note on your computer. No cussing. And so I did. And it was really difficult. I'm like, the only thing I will use paper for is a reminder, no cussing. Nah, be yourselves, lovelies. Okay, so Annabelle, we won't get kicked off if I say some words. I'm going to be polite and nice and professional, but I just like to be myself. But anyway, all these people, so we started to find the similarities, and then she put them like in the top 10 order for us. And out of like hundreds of responses, people, the number 2 things was email. And oh my God, what was in the video? I just made a video about it. I can't remember off the top of my head.
One was and I'm guilty of this, unplanned calls. I don't know if that was another one.
Yes. That was the number one time suck. But it was like emails. Oh, social media, people.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Please do yourself better. Very enjoyable. Yay. We always like to have fun over here at Team GSD, because if we take life too seriously, I would be dead of a heart attack or a stroke before 40. Because it's like life is stressful.
Not dead of a heart attack. I cannot. Well, thank you, Tom and Annabelle and Morley. Anyway, we're gonna try and remain young and spry and healthy and produce good content and give away great information. It's been fun, and we're excited to come back next week too.
Always. So Yes, we're going to talk about how to get out of email jail. And that's why
Mhm.
we were talking about jail, because you might see a few videos on social media this week talking about coming to our number one time suck series. And I was just like, why is there jail? Like, that clip does not fit. This was before our voiceover person, Jim, did our voiceover. And so he says, get out of email jail. But that's how I felt. My dad my dad was undercover cop. So I was like in the jail when I stole something from Walmart at age 9. He put me in handcuffs and took me to big people jail. And I'm like, I'm never going to steal anything again, ever. Not like we hung out in the jail all the time, but that's what it made me feel like when I was doing emails by myself for so many years until I like hired help. And even though I have help now, we still I don't want anybody to ever live in email jail ever. Like, we need it and we have to have it for our companies, but there's a much better way to do it. And you'll have to tune in next week and I'll tell you how. Did you like that? I didn't vomit all the information out like I always do.
Yes, that was very enjoyable, and I must say, for our lucky viewers next week, I'm hoping that we can play the video for you all without the words, so you all can get the first impression I got of a random clip of someone in jail. I'm like, what is this?
So
It makes
tomorrow,
sense with the words, but no, very excited to be able to share that with you all. I mean, truly, it's fantastic. So
it's
yes,
crazy. It's crazy. Okay. So thanks so much, guys. Peace out. Okay. So Aja, do I just hit end broadcast?
in broadcast. Thank you for letting us test it out.
And then what's going to happen? Is the recording going to go somewhere?
Yeah, I'll show you once you stop the broadcast. I'll show you.
Oh, you're going to stay on when we end the
Yes.
broadcast. Okay.
Count
This
me
is
for fun. Sounds
BTS
awesome. Podcast
behind the
creation
scenes.
scares me. So well done for braving it. Emails are dangerous. I know. Look forward to your views. Thanks so much, Annabelle. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Yay. And podcast creation. If you have a message and you want to talk, we can help you with a podcast. Like, I was just talking to Macy about doing like getting a group, because several people in this organization that we're in, they want to all start podcasts. And I'm like, well, you got to think about it like another business, to really uh, monetize it. If we've been doing it, we're going into year 6. So I'm like, we need to monetize this now. But listen, don't be afraid, because what my coach taught me years ago is it's not about you, and it's not about your voice, and it's not about your face and having perfect makeup and hair. And clearly, I haven't showered today or yesterday. I'm so tired. But it's not about you. It's about the message and the knowledge that you
Mhm.
have, and to share your experiences, because you can help so many people. And you're going to have trolls and you're going to have rude people. And like I told Aja earlier about some troll, like, I literally mean this when I say it. I will pray for them. And there is something that is inside of them that makes them feel rude to put out hate. And I feel really sorry for those people, because they are not living life to the fullest and they are not having a fun time. And they need to go find a new friend who can like lift them up and make them think more positive. So Tom said, don't go. Okay. So Annabelle, I love that you just said that, because I have something to say. So time is money. Yes. So in my 30s, time is money, time is money, time is money. My whole thing though is you can always work more, you can always make more money, but you can never buy your time back. And
Mm.
your time is your most valuable asset. And until, like, the older you get, the older your parents get, the older your grandparents get, the older your dogs get, and then people start going to heaven and you're like, shoot, I wish that I had more time. Effing
Look,
so,
beep, beep,
ugh. So, but
beep.
I do agree with you. It's like when you're in like hustle mode, and yes, time is money, but and this will be a whole nother thing. When you get into affiliate marketing and passive income and e-commerce, like, you can make money in your sleep, but it doesn't happen overnight. And it doesn't happen in the first year either, usually, unless like you're freaking lucky. But it is so important to understand, for a few reasons though. Like, time is precious, And women, us women, sometimes like, well, this is the old, I used to say yes to everything. Have you always done that, Aja? We don't do it anymore. But did you used to do
No.
that? You said no
Maybe
more
like
than
within the
two.
first 3 months when I started my business, yes. But then I learned very quickly that um, even like there is such a thing as saying yes to the wrong things, 100%. And it honestly just makes life harder on you and the client, because if it's not a good fit, it's just not a good fit. I've learned that the hard way. So yes, 100%. I think we all do, right? Like if we're being honest, we when we start a business, like we have to do what we need to do to make it work. And so I think that and that's part of entrepreneurship too. So yes, I have. Not anymore. No, 100% no.
Mm-mm.
No, 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 no. So
No.
yeah.
And it's okay. You're not for everybody.
Thank
Like,
you.
it's okay. Did you see my story the other night on Insta story? Did you see it about y'all? So okay, this is the last story, and that's where we're gonna go.
And last story.
One,
Yeah.
I was just like, shut the
Shoot,
F
it's
up.
okay.
So 1 year ago, 2 nights ago was 1 year from like the pandemic lockdown. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. Well, I didn't know that. I only knew it because you told me about the video you made about
Did
it.
you watch it?
Yes, and you were dancing to being a hero of 365 and COVID. But yes, I did.
So I did I vlog all the time, but I specifically sat down, and it was like late one night, and I just landed from like a a flight from Vegas. That I was in Vegas when they shut down the world, the NBA, and then my mom was like, "Please take a red eye home because you're going to get stuck in Vegas." And I'm like, "Oh shoot, okay, I will head to the airport." And so I did, and then I got home, and all this stuff just started, like emails and calls and texts. And I'm like, "Oh my god, there goes a lot of revenue. There goes a lot of revenue. I don't know what we're going to do." But I'm like, so I'm going to vlog because this is going to make history. And so 1 year later, I go and I watch it. And so it's like me, 10 minutes of me just kind of like talking to myself. I didn't do anything with it until 2 days ago. But I was like, I'm so excited to work with this company and blah, 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 blah. And then I'm in the background 1 year later going, was excited, not excited anymore. And it's just crazy, like how much a year can change. But it's like there's some things that you just don't need to know and you shouldn't do, like pulling the curtain back and seeing how the magic tricks are done behind the curtains just sometimes is better. And now I kind of wish that I didn't know, because it like puts a bad taste in your mouth about something. So yeah, I shared that on my story. I
This
was
is
being
like the host story of the Wizard of Oz when Dorothy gets to the great city of Oz, or not
I've never seen it.
Emerald
I don't know.
City. And so she gets to Emerald City, right? And then and then I'm really gonna hang up after this. So, but she gets to Emerald City, and she's gonna meet the wild, or not wild, but wonderful, Wizard of Oz. And
Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
she pulls back this curtain, literally pulls back a curtain, and she's like, "What? Like, this is what I trekked down the yellow brick road for? Like,
And
there's not
snapped their
more,
heels.
right? This is that." So, yes, that's a great learning lesson. But
I've never watched the whole movie. Like, we did
yeah,
a
you gotta
themed
watch one
birthday
too.
party for a 5-year-old for Wizard of Oz. It was really cool. We had fun making all the little things. Annabelle, she said, "I hear you. So much time wasted, but all part of it is. Life is a lesson, but it's what you do with the lessons, right?
Right.
To like implement change." You have great stories. Oh, Tom, you have no idea. We have so many effed up stories, but we learn so much from them. And it's like, well, we're never doing that again. And that's why I'm saying you just have to laugh it off sometimes, because if you
Exactly.
take yourself too seriously, you're holding yourself back from being able to like get yourself out there and get your message out there and get your voice out there and help so many people with whatever your message is. And we all have a message. We all have a story, right? Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. All
Yep.
right. I'm gonna stop talking. Okay. This is kind of fun though. This is so fun. This is so fun. I'm in. Okay, so y'all come. So one more question, Aja. Can everybody see everybody's comments?
Yes. So
Really?
everyone can see. Yes. So it looks like
Yay!
Annabelle and Tom are joining us from LinkedIn. And then I know Laura Lee was joining us from Facebook. So on each respective platform, yes. But we can talk offline about that. And I want you all to have an amazing night. We are
Yes,
still
have an
live.
amazing I don't know
Thank
how
you
to
all.
oh my god, it says 25 minutes?
Yes, in
We've been online
broadcast.
for 25 minutes?
Yes, in
Okay,
broadcast, y'all.
okay. I'm hitting end broadcast, and we'll see you guys next Thursday. Love you guys.
Bye.